Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of My Yarny Corner. We have a special guest arriving today. I cannot wait for you to see who is coming to sit and chat with us today. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's Anne from Toby Knits.
Hello!
Oh, hi. Are you all right?
Oh, smashing, thanks. Got my cup of tea. So the world is good when you have a cup of tea.
I got my pug one. There we go. And my
Oh,
pug is here.
my Toby's on the floor here, chewing on a bone.
She's been very fussy today. She will not leave me alone if I try and put my
Oh,
coffee down.
look at her. I've never seen her that crazy for you.
I don't know what's going on with her. I really don't.
I tell you what, though, I love your cats. I love watching what your cats are up to. Oh, my gosh. Especially the one that keeps going outside and knocks on the window.
Honestly, they all have such unique characters. They really do. But Stuart is by far the naughtiest cat I've ever had.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, what are you working on?
Actually, I'm working on my jelly roll blanket. I haven't worked on this for ages.
Oh, wow, that's gorgeous.
And I was trying to do it with like all purples, all blues, all pinks, and then one white that I'm trying to make it look like it's going to go up and then down, almost like
Oh,
you
what
know
a
what I
good
mean?
idea.
Like some form of a pattern within itself.
That's the
And
quilter in you, isn't it?
yeah, so I'm doing that, and I had a hard time with it. I was working on it for ages, but I didn't like the way
The join.
I didn't like the join. I thought it
A lot of
looked,
people have said that, haven't they?
yeah, I thought it looked, oh, I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't know. I just didn't like the join. And so I put it down because I wasn't enjoying that part of it. And then I don't know who I
Yeah.
was talking to, but somebody told me a different way to do it. And now the join is much
Oh,
better.
that's nice. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it?
And you still get that lovely big like V-stitch, but
How are
it's
you
not.
doing that join then?
So, okay, so let me think. I get to the end, the last stitch, and I knit it, I slip it purlwise, then I go into, when I'm at the joint, the second, you know the way there's two legs that you
Yeah.
pick up? I pick the first leg up, not the second. The one farthest
Ah,
away. If you know, not the first part, that's the second. So it covers that first loop, which I think is what's given us that extra thing. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm skipping over it by going into the, God, it's hard for me to explain. Yeah, so I grab, oh, I don't even know if you can see this. So, so instead of going into the two legs,
Yeah.
I go into the first of the two legs
Yeah.
and leave the second one still there. And then when I turn it, I bring the yarn forward. I purl it
Yeah.
and then bring the yarn across and then go that way. And it makes it anyway. I don't even know what I did, but that's how I'm doing it. And it's coming out better. I'm much happier with it now. And
Oh,
yeah,
good.
it's you definitely cannot see that big jog.
It is a lovely pattern, is that one though, isn't it? I do have
I
the pattern. I've started it a few times.
Yeah, I really do. I do like it a lot. It's very nice. It's easy. It's simple. It's not a lot of stitches, and you feel like you're going fast.
Yeah.
You know. So, but
Are
it
you
like
doing fingering weight?
it's what? Yeah, fingering weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just using up all my scraps of what I have. You know, because I have jugs of. There's two jugs full of scrap yarn.
Yeah, I
And
tend to do the same.
that's not even like, those are under 10 grams in one and 20 grams in the other. And then on the bottom of the shelf down there, I have stuff that is like 35, 40 grams. There's a lot of them.
I do the same thing. I bought this knitting cabinet, which has just made everything worse because all it is extra storage space for
no.
bits that are 20 to 30 grams and the 35 to 45 grams.
Yep. I know.
It's easily done.
It is. So, yeah.
I'm working on my Muscleboro hat.
Oh.
I said I'll bring it to show you.
Oh, put yourself big so I can see you. Just hit the big screen.
Hang on a minute. That one.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, what is the yarn?
It's the shipwreck colorway. I've not done that right, have I? Hang on a second.
No, you made us look.
There we go.
You could see the pause on that one.
It's the shipwreck colorway, which went into the last yarn update that we did.
Oh, I saw you guys dyeing that one. Yeah, that was awesome. What a pretty colorway.
It's lovely.
God,
So it kind of started off the whole Muscleboro thing in the Facebook group.
Oh,
my friend Sue said to me, "Oh, I'm going to buy the same yarn and then we'll knit a Muscleboro together." So I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that." And then she put it in the Facebook group, and now we've got this impromptu Muscleboro knit along going on, which is just fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
Enabling others, I love it.
here's Toby.
Hi, Toby.
Toby.
Oh, look at him. Oh, bless him. He looks tired. Is he having a nap?
Yeah, probably. It sits behind me. Oh, the thing is, he takes all the chair, like he's a little blinking dog, but he pushes me forward so much that I'm on the end. Okay, I'm trying to see how much left. So, yeah, no, I really like that Muscleboro. Mine, I'm on the crown of mine, and I'm of mine, and I've got at least 3 skeins of yarn that I keep looking. I've had for ages, and I keep looking at them and thinking, oh, that would make a gorgeous Muscleboro. I feel like
I've got a little bit rogue on this one,
Have you? How so?
Because my first one I made the size large and it was unwearable. So the second one I made the size medium.
Right.
And I wear it all the time. I love it, but it is a little bit big. So this time I have only increased to 112 stitches and that's it.
Oh.
I've stopped. So I was talking to Sue earlier and I said I've either done something really clever or something really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a crown, right? So it's like, yeah.
See, I don't wear it with the folded brim. I don't like that part. So I don't have that bit on it. So it just makes it bigger.
This is the first one I've made, and it'll be for the boys. I know everyone will get one, I'm sure, this year for Christmas. Because it's fabulous knitting.
It's just such a good pattern. It really is.
Yeah. And so I want to make everybody's going to get one. But I know the boys will not want the brim. They will want the slouch.
Yeah.
So
that's how I wear my hats.
Yeah. So once I've knit this first one, once it's finished, and I'm literally just going to try it on everybody. Bob will get to try it on. Do you like it this way? Do you like it with the brim? Do you want it longer? Then the next one I'll get to try it on before it finally makes its way to who's getting it, based on head size. And then I'm going to write everybody's measurements down and everybody's wishes so that, I can just do it without worrying about everybody.
I love the pattern. I just love it. It's just such a good way of using an entire skein of gorgeous yarn.
Yes.
And having some lovely vanilla knitting while you're doing it.
Exactly. And you know what? I think there's another one similar.
Is
Um,
there?
yeah, I think it's called the Oslo hat.
Oh, now is that the one with the folded brim?
Yes, and I
Yeah,
think that one is started from the other way. I think you finish it with the crown. So I think
yeah.
it starts, and I think it's doesn't. I think that one has you do the crochet cast on thing because you
So
fold.
I must be thinking of a different. I've done one where you cast on. Oh no, I can't. It might not be that one. I've done one where I've ended up with needles, a set of circular needles holding cast on stitches, and then another set of circular needles in my hand. And then you've got to fold it inside, and I got myself in a right mess. Maybe it wasn't that hat.
Yeah, I don't know, but this one's called the Oslo hat, and I looked at that one because I thought if I can't figure out the Muscleboro hat, because I'm not really good at math, which is crazy for a sock designer to say that, but I'm not. And I just don't like math. And when I looked at the Muscleboro patent, it has all these charts that you have to check your gauge. I never do gauge ever, like for anything. I'm rubbish at that, right? So because once I've figured out what the gauge is, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, so
See,
I haven't.
I'm a gauge addict, so I will lecture you.
Well, here's the thing. The next time I do something and I get gauge, I'm going to call you and I'm going to say, okay, Alex, this is my gauge. It's not the same as what am I supposed to do now? I never know if I'm supposed to go up, go down, turn around, touch my knees. I don't know what I'm supposed to
I
do.
will say that usually I get the fabric I like. If I don't get gauge, it doesn't matter because I use my own stitch count and then I choose a number in the pattern that matches it. So I could be
Oh,
making an XL or a small. I pay no attention to the size because I just go by that stitch count.
okay. Well, I just never figure it out, so I just don't bother. So when I did this one and I got the gauge, I thought, okay, this is what my gauge is now. What am I supposed to do? And then I look at all these charts, and there were like millions of them, and I'm like, oh God, what do
Yeah.
they all mean? You know. So I had to call a friend who lives in the Netherlands and say to her, I had to video Skype her. Oh, I don't know what to do. How many stitches? What should I do? Anyway, she walked me through the pattern and how to understand. And once I got it in my head, I was like, oh, now I get it. And then
Yeah.
for any other going forward, I'm going to understand how to use those charts and the stitch
Yeah.
counts and everything else, you know? And then it became super easy.
You see, I only learned to understand gauge after I had a huge disaster with something that I'd spent so long knitting that didn't fit.
I know. I know.
But
Well, if I haven't got gauge and it's too big or too small, then I shrink it or I give it to somebody else.
it'll fit somebody. That's the joy of a hat, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking with this one. If I've gone too small, then it doesn't matter. I'll just give it to somebody. It's fine.
that's right. But make a note of what you did so that next time you can, eventually you'll get to the size that fits you the best. And it also depends on the yarn.
It does, because some yarn, even though it's all fingering weight, is very thin.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, other is plump, depends on the twist, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose. So,
But I am enjoying knitting this. I really am.
oh, that's
I'm
good.
trying to get it done because I'm going to be taking part in the Helen Stewart mystery shawl.
I am so, so tempted to do that.
Go on, do it.
So bloody tempted. But it's like, wow, I got that many whips already. I'm trying to do the Gideon method to get all my whips down. And I
I've been telling my friend about that you do the Gideon method, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to try
oh,
that."
it's so good. It really is. And it's helping me a lot. It's helping me tremendously. Because I don't get bored of a certain project. And that's my issue.
Yeah,
I get bored super if it doesn't quickly knit like the Muscleboro has, or
Yeah.
these socks. Like, that's why I love socks, because
Yeah.
with a sock, you've got the cuff, and then, oh, you're done the cuff, and then you've got the
Yeah.
leg, and oh, you're done the leg, and now you have the
Yeah.
heel flop and turn, and oh, you've done that, and then so
That-
you're moving forward, right? And it's done. You can get a sock.
Yeah.
I can get a sock done in a week. One
Yeah.
sock, you know, one sock. But that's because I work on everything else. But like a sweater or a big shawl, like that Stephen West shawl, I'm still working on it.
I gave up on mine. I couldn't anymore. I had to admit defeat.
Well, again, I get bored. Like, putting
Yeah.
all that time and effort into something bores me after a while. I'm starting to look for something new to do, right? I have a squirrel mentality. And so I love this because I can spend just 12 hours or just 10 hours on
Yeah.
that project and put it down and get another project out and work 10 hours on that one and then put it down. And, and I'm finding that when I get back to that project, I'm excited to get back to it.
Yeah. And that's what's important. You've got to be excited about your projects, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you not going to do the Helen Stewart?
Well, I don't know. I'm super tempted. It seems to be a lot of yarn, though.
It's 4 skeins, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, that to me seems like a lot. That's like even more than a Stephen West shawl. Like, how big is it going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I am considering doing it in acrylic. I'm not going to lie, because I can't
Good
get a
idea.
palette.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I can't get a palette out of my stash that I like.
Yeah.
I've had 4 palettes and I'm not quite happy with any of them. So I thought I may just get some Stylecraft Special.
Is it a
Because you need
DK?
Stylecraft Special do 4-ply.
Oh, do they?
4-ply shawl, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because we
So
don't get Stylecraft here. I have to order it in.
yeah.
And because obviously I think it's British, right? It is British, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And I have the Stylecraft DK, and there's a couple of Canadian shops that sell it, so it's not like I have to order it, right from. Although maybe I order it from Lovecrafts. Yeah, I do. I order it from Lovecrafts. So, oh damn, you're making me think about this now.
Well, the colours that she asks for are sort of semi-solid colours. And a lot of my stash is all highly patterned yarn because that's what I go for.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just didn't have anything that I was really happy with. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for acrylic. Plus, one of the ladies at Knit Group is making a Stephen West shawl. It's one of his latest ones. And she's doing it in acrylic. And it just looks absolutely amazing in the solid colours. So I'm thinking, I think I may do that.
What colors are you going to do it?
I'm either going to go some retro colours, sort of mustard, red, blue, and white, or I'm going to go pastels. I'm not sure yet.
I'm a pastel person. I'd probably do pastels, but I got that.
Yeah, I'm not usually.
I got that
I
many
like
shawls. I don't know if I need another one.
Well, I don't think I need a shawl, but I do enjoy knitting them.
I do. Me too. And I actually love mystery knit-alongs.
There's just something so. I've got this tangled round here. What have I done? There's something so exciting about a mystery knit-along.
There is. And
That
waiting eagerly each week for the new piece.
What's going to happen? What are we going to be doing? I just love it.
I know. I'm the same. I love stuff. And I mean, I do mysteries for all kinds of stuff. Like I'm doing, I did a mystery quilt. And
I saw that on the channel.
Oh, I know. I actually sewed each of the blocks together yesterday. I still have that one block to do. I'm looking at it. It's on my wall. Here, I'll show you. If I can turn my camera around.
Oh, wow. Oh, my word.
Each of those was a mystery each month. We got a different block to make. And it came with like a story. So you read the story and then there was the block, and you didn't know what you were putting together, and then at the end you had all these blocks, and then this is how you put it together. So I have it all together on the design wall, and I want to quilt it as you go, but I don't know what.
I wanted to ask you about this because this sounds amazing. Quilt as you go.
I'm telling you, Alex, it's a game changer for me, because to put that completely with batting and backing under my domestic sewing machine as one whole piece and try to quilt that, because I can't afford to send it out to a special
No.
long armor, right? To put that under the sewing machine is too hard. It's hard on my arms. You have to leave it there because it's not something you can spend 5 minutes doing. It takes hours and hours to quilt.
Yeah.
And then I can't do anything else in the meantime because it's stuck under the sewing machine, and I don't enjoy it.
How does it work when you quilt? Because when you first mentioned this on your channel, I was like, oh my word, that sounds like the perfect thing. But how does it work? What do you do?
Okay, so let me grab another block that I have. I'm going to also be quilting as you go. Hang on. So I have, this is a block,
Oh, wow.
right?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Now you can see if I tilt it that way. So this is, I think it's, let me see, is it 16 inches by 16 inches, right?
Right.
So what I would do is I have the backing fabric for it on a big bolt. This is going to be the backing of the quilt. So the whole of the back. So what I do is I cut out a piece of the backing a half an inch to an inch bigger than this. So I would cut out 17 by 17 square.
Right.
Then I would
Okay.
cut out a 17 by 17 square of batting, so the stuff that goes in between. I would
Yeah.
pin them all together or glue them together, and then just put this under my sewing machine and quilt the 3 pieces together.
Yeah.
So I would do that for every block that I've got, and there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 20 blocks.
Right.
So now I don't know if I would keep to the same design on each one, or whether I would, maybe just do this something in the center there. I don't know. But anyway, I would just do that. So then when you come to put them all together,
That's the bit I don't understand.
I would then cut out a piece of, so I would go with the white, which is basically the backing fabric for this quilt. I would
Right.
cut a strip of fabric out the same size, 1 inch. So a 1 inch
Right.
piece. Then I would cut out of the backing a 1 3/4 inch strip.
Right.
Okay. And that one on the back, I iron it in half.
Right.
Right. So it's folded in half on the back. So then I take the white piece, put it on the front here, take the backing piece with the edges at the top, the folded pieces, sew that on. So you've got the
Right.
front strip, the block, the back strip. Then you
Okay.
take the next block, put it upside down on the white, and sew along the white strip. Fold your 2 blocks over. So now there's a half an inch white strip connecting them together.
Wow.
Then you go to
Okay.
the back. You go to the back, and where you have that piece that was folded in half, you iron that across the seam that you've created,
Yeah.
and then you sew that down the seam.
Oh,
So
so
it
much
works.
better.
This is the one I just finished. I just finished this. This is the one going out to Nova Scotia. So there is the seam. There is the piece there that join these 2 blocks together, the 1-inch strip.
Wow.
And then on the back, that's what it looks like with the folded over, where is it there? The folded over piece.
It just looks so good.
I know.
Wow.
So, and
I need to have a try at this. I really do.
it's a game changer for me because it's not until you get to the last block you're adding but again, everything's that side of your table.
Yeah.
The quilt is resting on that side of the table. It's not all scrunched underneath.
Yeah.
It's just joining little bits at a time. So
I'm gonna give it a try.
this
I
was
see. I love quilts so much, and I would love to have one, but it's put me off the fact that they're so big and that I can't do anything with it.
I know. And the other thing that I do is I'm an ambassador for Cotton Cuts. I got thread all over me now. I'm an ambassador for Cotton Cuts, which is an American company. And what they do is they're super cool. Let me show you one of their pieces. Hang on. So they have, where's my next one? They send you each month in a little package this.
Oh, wow.
And it's all cut for you. You don't have to do any cutting. There's no leftover fabric because all the pieces are pre-cut.
Oh, look at that fabric. Oh, wow. So you just stitch it together?
You just stitch it together. And here's the really fun part about these is, again, this is a mystery. Look at this one. I love the color of that one.
I love it.
And that one, I love
Oh,
that.
you're sending me down a rabbit hole now.
I know. Well, if you do sign up for them, just put my name in the thing and you get a gift at the start. So these were the colorways for that. That was what it was, the color.
I love the name too, Ferris wheel.
This is and it's a puzzle mystery. So when you get your puzzle pieces, so you get it, you put it together, and that other one I just showed you is a complete block, right? So that looks like a quilt block. These are so I had to make 4 of them, and then I had to make 2 of them. So, like, what does that look like? It doesn't look like a block, right? So what happens is at the end of the mystery, at the end, the puzzle, it goes to clue 10. They send you the pattern and you have to put it together like a jigsaw puzzle. It'll say to you, clue 6, 1A, sew it to 1A. And then you put it all together and it becomes a quilt.
I'm so excited about this.
I know.
Wow.
So you should check it out. It's called Cotton Cuts. And it's really, I love it because it's all cut and you don't have to do anything. And it's just a monthly thing. And then at the end, you get to puzzle it all together. And this one that I'm doing, I told them, because I usually get the clues a week or so before everyone, so I can video it or I can talk about my podcast and that, right? And when I put it together, I usually put it together, not live, but I record me putting everything together so people can see kind of how fun it is to do and how easy it is. And but this time I'm going to quilt it as you go. So on top of breaking down where they have put the quilt together, I have to figure out which blocks to sew to make a block that I can quilt before I put it together.
Oh, wow. You are amazing.
It's going to be so fun. I can't wait to do it. Like, it's going to be really fun. Yeah.
Do you know, I think I'm going to look into it because I think I can try this.
Yeah.
I keep seeing those, what are they called? Jelly rolls, like long strips.
Yes. Well, that quilt that I just showed you that I finished, that was made with jelly rolls.
Yeah, I think maybe me starting with something like that. I don't know.
Well, jelly rolls are great because they're just 2.5-inch strips, and all you're going to be doing is trimming them off.
Yeah.
but you should try. It's fun. I love quilting. I usually quilt during the day and then I knit or cross stitch at night.
Do you watch Karen from Stitches and Jacks?
I do. I do.
I watch her when she's showing her quilts, and I am just in awe. And
Yeah,
just, you just sit there and you think, I want to do it. I really want to do
I
it.
know. I know. I know. It's really like I
Yeah.
said, I only started quilting during the pandemic because, when you're stuck at home,
Did you?
you're retired, you don't, it was like, I don't know what to do. Like my husband works shifts and he still had to go to work because he's an essential, he works for the city, the town, whatever you want to call it. Like
Yeah.
he works in a big rink and he drives the Zamboni and does all, stuff inside the rink and that for the hockey. And they used it as a center for, I don't know, when people were getting the shots and everything. So he still had
Yeah.
to, take care of everything. And so I'd be on my own, and his shifts are 10 hours. So, and when you can't
You
have
needed
people
something
over,
to do.
what's that?
Yeah. You needed something to do,
I
so
did. I
quilt.
needed something other than knitting and cross stitching to do. So I wanted something that I'd never done before that I could really think about. And I mean, I'd sewn since I was a child. Like I've made my own clothes. I made a wedding dress. It's not like I didn't know how to sew. I just didn't know how to quilt because I thought it was ridiculous to cut up a perfectly decent piece of fabric and then sew it back together.
Yeah, it is a bit mind blowing that when you think about it that way.
It is. But what I didn't know or didn't, learned after is how you sew it back together. It's the shapes that you make. It's the
Yeah.
colors that you can.
It's just amazing. It is just such a work of art. It
Yeah.
just, wow, blows my mind.
And they're so warm. You don't realize how warm because the batting from years and years ago that I remember was thick. Now the batting is very thin. So you
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be warm because it's basically three pieces of fabric, sewn
Yeah.
together. But it actually is a lot warmer than you think. It's heavy. It feels like a weighted blanket. You know those weighted blankets you can get?
That I made a little tiny one. I'm saying I've never done a quilt before. I did make a small one for Harry, but it is like a weighted blanket. And that's why I was thinking I could do it on a small scale, but I couldn't make them big ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But yeah,
I don't make very many big ones. This is probably going to be a big one when it's finished because I didn't realize it was going to be that big. But most of them I make are lap blanket ones, like just,
oh,
they'll fit a single
yeah.
bed.
I want a big one. I just couldn't quilt it all. It'd have to be Quilt-as-you-go. It just
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah. Well, you should have a look at some of go and
Well,
check some YouTube channels for Quilt-as-you-go because there are some really cool ones. That's
yeah.
how I learned. I didn't know how to do it until then.
I'm going to have a look later.
I know. I
Well,
know.
on that note, we have been chatting for half an hour. This has gone so fast.
I know it has. Oh, well, it's been so nice. It's
It's been
nice to
lovely.
just sit and knit and chat with somebody and catch up on all the gossip. And I'm going to go look at that blinking Ellen Stewart thing now. Sure, folks.
Well, hopefully we can do it again sometime in the future
Absolutely. I'd love to. Yeah. Yeah, for
and have
sure.
a lovely trip away when you go away.
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the kids. Get all the Nana hugs.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
I know.
Right, so thank you very much, and
Oh,
I will speak to you later.
that's great. Bye, everybody. Bye.
So I hope you all enjoyed that, everybody. I cannot believe that was half an hour. It just felt like 10 minutes. I had such a blast with Anne, and I hope that you all enjoyed that as well. So I'm going to let you all go here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.